and welcome to another edition of Discovery with me, Glory. Thank you so much for coming back and coming back every week to watch all our vlogs. If you haven't already, please go to the playlist and watch the other episodes. Today I'm going to be talking about contentment. Yes, I think that a lot of times we are not, I don't know, for some reason I just feel like a lot of times we're not happy with where we are. And it can be for legitimate reasons. So right now, where I am in life, I'm happy, but obviously there are things I would want, more things I want out of life, like, more things that I thought I would have by this time. But then that's the way life is, isn't it? Where for some reasons, human beings, we find it very difficult to be satisfied. Like sometimes when I think about it, the life I have now is the life I prayed for. Like I spent time fasting, praying, crying for. And now I have it. And I'm praying for another thing. So it's like what is this insatiable need that we always have to be one step better? And I don't think there's anything wrong in wanting more out of life, but I think that the issue comes when you don't actually even enjoy it. You don't enjoy the life you currently have. So look at me, like 5 years ago, I was praying to be where I am now. I'm now here, and I'm not even enjoying it. I'm complaining that I want to, oh God, I want this, why don't I have this? I just think it's a bit ridiculous. So something I've been trying to do now in my own life is to practice contentment. And I'd like to share with you some of the things I've been doing. So first step is, I think to be contentful is to be grateful. So be grateful about where you are now. Like, even if it might seem like, you're just paying lip service. But actually, if you really sit down and think about your life, there are things that you're taking for granted that people are begging for. And that's just the truth about it. So, to just be grateful for where you are now. Be grateful for your today. That you woke up this morning, that you're watching this vlog, you have internet. Be grateful. It's not even a joke. Like, just be grateful for where you are now. So, and that's one thing I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to thank God more for the things that I have and stop taking, and I think attached to that is stop taking things for granted. Stop taking tomorrow for granted. Stop taking people for granted. Stop taking your job, that job that you are angry that you have to be there at 9 o'clock. Don't take it for granted. Like, because some people had jobs on Wednesday and they didn't have jobs on Friday. So like, let's not take what we have for granted now. And then another thing is learn to live according to what you have. So, I mean, a simple explanation is, if you don't make a certain amount of money, then you can't buy some things that are out of that pay scale. So, they used to say, cut your coat according to your size. But that also applies to even relationships and other things. So, for example, if you are married to a man, when you met him, he's not the type that used to say nice things. He's a good man, but he's not the type that used to say, oh babe, you look beautiful. Oh babe, I just want to take you home and oh babe, let's travel. He's not like that. Yeah. Cut your coat according to your size. That's where you are now. That's what it is. If he doesn't know how to do those kind of things, or you are somewhere, you're in a house that you wish you were living on the island, for example. Maybe you live on the mainland and you have to go through traffic and all of that. Deal with it. And I know that sounds a bit harsh, but it's the truth. I think that we spend too much time complaining instead of correcting. So if maybe you are somewhere and maybe where you're living now, it's a long distance to get to work. Okay, so say, okay, I'm going to give myself, instead of every day complaining about traffic, doing this and everything, just say, okay, pay the sacrifice. Say to yourself, okay, I'm either going to have to wake up early so I beat this traffic, or I'm going to have to change jobs, or I'm going to try and save some money so I can move out of where I'm staying now and move closer to my job. Like, stop complaining and start doing something about it. Like, I think we complain too much. So I think, a lot of us, we spend a lot of time complaining instead of actually creating. So create the life you want, stop complaining. But then also learn to bloom where you're planted. I think I was listening to, and that's not my phrase, I shouldn't steal it. I was listening, I think it was Joel Austin that said it. Like, so for a long time, I wanted to change jobs, And actually, I hope my boss isn't watching this. I love my job. Hi. Okay, but for a long time, I wanted to change jobs, and and I just realized you go to somebody's paying you salary, you are on Jobberman. Stop it. Go on Jobberman on your own time. Do you understand? So I now realize that instead of looking for a job or complaining about my job, complaining maybe about whatever the issues are at my job, I should be the best wherever I am. That is for today. Every day you wake up, maximize that day. Get the best out of that day. Do you understand? Like a bloom. So instead of complaining, I want this, I need this, where you are now, the opportunities you have now, are you utilizing them? And the thing about it is that life is a stepping stone. So if you keep messing up with your current job, if you're not learning new things about your job, or learning new things about your spouse, or learning things about your life, how do you move to the next level? Complaining isn't going to help you. So I think that for me is the biggest lesson. So I've learned now to stop complaining and start creating. So there are a lot of things that I see that I think are wrong or that I want to change. And instead of complaining about it, I just think, okay, Glory, so how are you going to change this thing that you don't like? And then also, okay, but Glory, right now, this is where you are in life. So what are you going to do with this life? What are you going to do with this place you are in? Because I think I don't want a situation where you get to the end of life and maybe you haven't lived. You spent all of your life being ungrateful for opportunities, not maximizing the opportunities, not celebrating goals and achievements. That's another thing. I think that, so for example, I remember when I was in uni in the UK, I graduated and everything, and it was for me. I started working 2 days after I graduated, and now I think back and I'm like, I prayed for that degree. I prayed, I fasted, I did everything for that degree. My parents spent so much money, and I didn't even enjoy it. Sometimes I want to just go back and rest for 2 weeks. I started working 2 days after. In fact, the day I got the degree, I was crying that I didn't have a job. Meanwhile, it's ridiculous. So I think we need to start enjoying our lives more, start enjoying the people we have in our lives, start enjoying the opportunities and maximizing the opportunities that we have now. I hope you've learned something from all I've shared today. If you have something you want to add, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, or you can email me on glory@inspiredbyglory.com. And obviously, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yay! Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you watch next week. Bye!